Welcome, Shavach Pepe here from depressionandmarriage.com. If you're having marriage problems and you have observed that your spouse has shown some of the signs of depression for the past few weeks, then you are the one that should take the initiative to get help and to save your marriage. Your depressed spouse most probably is not capable to help himself. You have to understand, though, that this is not an easy task. You will very likely meet up with lots of resistance from them. Dr. James Prochaska and colleagues identified 6 different stages that a person goes through when they change. Identifying the stage that your loved one is tremendously helpful. Matching what you say to each stage will enable you to prod them along for them to get the help they so desperately need in a very not pushy way. On this video, I will explain the first stage of change, called pre-contemplation, its signs, and the proper way to deal with it, so you'll be able to transform your bad marriage into a happy one. The pre-contemplation stage is, as the word suggests, the stage that the sufferer doesn't admit, not to himself and not to you, that there is a problem. Now, this might be very hard for you to grasp. How can it be that he doesn't see how sad he is and how he has changed in the past few months? Is he blind? The answer is that to avoid pain, the past, and the present, our mind plays tricks on us and blinds us to what's actually happening and blinds us to things that are obvious to every objective observer. Now, here is a short list of the common mechanisms people use to avoid looking at the problem in the eyes. The first mechanism is called denial. This means that a person really does not see he has a problem. He really thinks he is happy, energetic, and upbeat like he always was. The next mechanism is called projection and blame. This means that when you approach him and tell him that your once good marriage is now a bad marriage and this all happened because of the depression, they respond, "I'm depressed. Look in the mirror and then tell me that I'm the one down and you're not." They project, like a film projector, their state onto someone else. The next one is called justification. This defense system is that they agree with the fact they're unhappy, morose, and sad, but they give a reason for it, other than the real reason that they're suffering from medical depression. And the next one is called minimizing. This means that the one who is suffering from depression admits that he is depressed, but only a little bit. "I'm only a little bit down," he says. If you notice the symptoms of depression in your spouse, and you mention to him the way you feel, and he reacts with one of the above statements, then you know that he's in the first stage of depression or of change. As long as he denies that he has no problem, there is no use to try to convince him to get help. I repeat, there is no use to try to convince him to get help. He doesn't see he has a problem. So your mentioning the problem will either annoy him or will cause a fight. What should you do, though? Firstly, validate their unwillingness to go for help. Tell them, "I understand that you feel I'm exaggerating. I'm just worried." They need all the support they can get in order to build up the strength to change. Next, encourage self-exploration and not action. This is very important to remember. The stage after pre-contemplation is not action, but contemplation. Don't skip any stages. of change. Right now, they're not able to even hear that they have to change doing something. Push him only in the direction to research the subject, and reassure him that you won't push him to change unless he agrees to and wants to. If you are having marriage problems, and you and other people around you are convinced that your spouse is experiencing a depressive disorder, don't presume or even hope that he will immediately agree to go for help. Just be supportive of him and encourage him to realize that there is a problem. This is the first stage to fixing up your marriage problems. Shevet Pepper from depressionandmarriage.com.